I've been invited to an ugly sweater party with a big prize for the best sweater, so I'm gonna make an epic ugly Christmas sweater that I know will win. I already have 2 epic sweaters, the farting reindeer and Santa's Christmas spirit, but it's becoming a yearly tradition for me to make these sweaters, and this year I have an awesome idea for a sweater that delivers candy in a very special way. This is the core of my sweater. Built it out of the whatever I could find laying around, and it does what I need it to do. This might look a little complicated, but it's actually pretty simple. I knew when I started this that I wanted this section to compress to make everything happen. I transferred that motion with these aluminum plates to the front here, where I have this custom spring that grabs the mint flicker. So when it's compressed, it pulls that down, and it rides on this rail so that when it reaches the bottom, it disengages it from the flicker and shoots the mint. And when you release it, it goes back to the top and resets. The aluminum block of the mint flicker sits on a guide rod with compression springs that allows it to stay in place when it shoots a mint. I want simultaneous candy delivery, so the top needs to operate at the same time as the bottom. As this is compressed and reaches the bottom, the point where the spring in the front releases is exactly when this releases a whopper from its tube. And then it took some fine tuning to get it to work like this. This is the mechanism that'll live inside of Pixie the elf, the character that's going on the sweater. Before I make this look like Pixie the elf, there's 2 upgrades I want to do that are really going to be the icing on the cake for this project. On the previous sweaters, I really wanted to have sound, but this time I can because I got these little tiny speaker systems to put in so that Pixie can talk. And this little wire is going to get put on right here so that her mouth moves with the mechanism. This used sweater was almost $8 at a thrift store. The sweater for the farting reindeer was only $3. We're on a shoestring budget here and this inflation really hurts. But these people whose names are on my table, they're my Patreon supporters and they're making this channel possible. If you want to be part of this group of people, link is in the scripto box below. Pleased to introduce to you, Pixie the elf. She's all loaded up with whoppers and mints. It's time to see if the mechanism still works with all this stuff on her. I ran the wires in the button for her introduction right here, so I press this button.
Hi, I'm Pixie the elf. Don't poke my belly. I ate too much candy.
And I put a limit switch in her head to run the other sound. It'll automatically go off. 3, 2, 1. Did we get a poop?
Yep.
Yes! Gonna make a pile. This turned out awesome. I don't think there's any way people aren't gonna enjoy this sweater because it looks cool, it functions great, and it's really consistent, which isn't always the case with some of my projects. But it's just about time for that party. Ready to go, Pixie?
Sure am.
A few moments later.
Party was canceled. Guess it's just you and me, Pixie. Subscribe for more.